that the Occupy movement will take all kinds of new movements. I think that we're seeing a catharsis of a great many old ways of being, that the sunset effect goes down, you know, the whole horizon becomes filled with many colors, and we're seeing the sunset effect of a lot of old orders. I think we're seeing a movement from the north to the south. The denouement of America as it had been, and the rise of the South, China, India, Brazil. This is going to shift, not by military means, this is going to shift a lot of the trade, economics. I think we're going to see, as I said, the world mind taking a walk with itself. I think this is a time for deep, deep reflection, meditation, and talking to trees. Why do I say that? Because you take a great question to a tree. You take a great question to a tree, and it has so many whorls and patterns, and you're going to find answers. We need to reinvent ourselves in nature in order to live with the new rising nature that is happening in our midst.
Hi, and I'm asking this question in this moment coming through you. In much the same way that when we're driving on the freeway, we can be blindsided by what we don't shoulder check or see in our side view mirror. What I'm asking is, what do you sense is in our blind spot as storytellers that we would be well aware to keep our eyes out for?
The old brain, the old dinosaur back there, the reptilian brain that, you know, does elephantine trompings on the little ants that cross by. It's the survival modes. I mean, so interesting, that is appealing, that all these, you know, television things called Survivor and such. My father was one of the creators of things like People Are Funny, You Bet Your Life, and they were charming and funny, and people fought their way out of big bags and things like that. But I think we have to use our whole brain, our emotional brain for deep, deep feeling, our neocortex for deep sensing, our survival not being the dominant form. We have to realize that we are enormously complex beings, and to bring our complexity to bear upon the stewardship of this singularity in space and time. That's what I say. And stop being afraid. You know, rise to the challenge. Many of these problems are opportunities and workloads. And as the old Mr. Einstein said, who I met, by the way, when I was 8 years old, and he was very vague, and he had a lot of hair, he had a blue sock on and a red sock, and he was very sweet, you know. But one of the things that I found out is that in a time of so much change, you realize that some of the neurosis that you're feeling is the shifting of the time, because we are earth-spawned beings. And to really be in dialogue and in communion with the earth, not from a tragic sense, but from a sense of opportunity, of joy, and of co-creativity. She is alive.
You brought up Einstein, and one of my favorite Einstein quotes is that problems cannot be solved from the same energy or consciousness that created them. And that's what you're reminding us of. If this is a quick question, we'll take yours too, and then we'll go to the internet. So, go for it.
Where are we?
Wait, sorry, I saw her.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. I was wondering if you would not mind answering this question. You've been such an inspiration to so many people, and today, oh my God, you were just amazing. And I was wondering if you would tell us, this intimate group of 1,000 or whatever, what you next want to do in your own life, and what you feel that you haven't done yet and that you would like to still do in the next short bit, or a few years.
I should warn you, on May the 10th, I will be 75.
Oh.
Like this 4,000 years of olive oil. That's the same. No, I also, we need 100 good years, so I don't have time to fall apart. Well, in my own life, I really, I'm a widow. I'm not going to get married again, no. I had a wonderful husband for 43 years. But I want to be available to as many people as I can as an evocateur of the whole and the wholeness that they contain in them. And I have a wonderful business partner who's an American Indian, by the way, who is helping me to have a greater outreach. I'm on the internet. I have 5,000 students on the virtual things. But I think it is to be available to whoever, whatever, regardless of their position in life. I mean, I'm doing that now, but I'd like to do it more so and figure out ways to do that. And to call people to teaching, learning communities. So people are not isolated. Create teaching, learning. No guru. No guru. Guru is spelled G-U-R-U. No money. Lots of good food. Nice dogs, you know, and passing through children. But I think we are going to be in a time where we're going to see the deconstruction of governments as we have known it. Well, that's good and it's not so good, but so we're going to have to rely on ourselves and to create these communities. Margaret Mead on her deathbed said, "Forget everything I've been teaching you about working with governments and bureaucracies." I said, "Now you tell me." I said, "I'm lying here being an anthropologist on my own dying. Fascinating experience, there's no hierarchy to it. But I do see, Jean, if we're going to grow and green our times, it is a question of people getting together and teaching, learning communities." Yeah. I said, doing what? Well, doing your kind of work, other people's work, right for them to do. But doing the things where they're growing in body, mind, and psyche. And then as a result of this collective growth, they begin to go out and know what has to be done in their communities, their families, and their worlds, and they have together that wonderful group, that empowering, loving community that helps carry them forward. I think teaching, learning communities is part of that. Thank you.
I'm so sorry, we only have time for one more question. We have to go to the internet. I'm so sorry about that. So what's our webcast question?
From Christine, she asks, what are your favorite provoking questions to ask ourselves to get the juices flowing?
Okay. Get a long sheet of paper. Put 2 lines down so you have 3 columns. The first column, write, what? The top. What do I want from the universe? Stream of consciousness. Nobody's going to see it. It can be very embarrassing. Second column. What does the universe want from me? Stream of consciousness. Third question. What does the universe and I together, what do we want together? Let it flow down. Do this over 5 or 6 or 7 days. Start seeing the answers. Partly you're also signaling the universe. You're putting it out. I'm ready. I'm available. Use me. So it's that suchness of we that then becomes empathic to others. And so it's not, how can I help you, darling? It's not any of that. It really is the suchness of we. And with every person that you see them as God in hiding. Now, that's sometimes hard. But remember that a normal person is someone you do not know very well.
I love that. I'm going to remember that forever.
So it is to really see the possibility that even though they are pests, pills, you just hold that. So what do I want from the universe? What does the universe want from me? What do we want together? And not worry about so much the I. How can I be enlightened? It's not going to happen. I mean, we're too complex to be enlightened. Some people are, but you have to empty your mind utterly, and that's hard these days. No, I'm being silly about this, but part of it is the via positiva. My mode, as you can see, is the via positiva. We fill our minds and our bodies and our capacities till we get to that state that we are trembling on the edge of infinity, and infinity says, hey, there's a live one, and moves right in with us. Yeah. Or it can be the great emptying, the via negativa, which doesn't mean negative or toxic, it just means great emptiness. And from that, the depths ascend, or we descend. And we realize that we are one with totality. That's what we are. I think we're in God's school, you know? I mean, notice where this planet is. It's not in the center where everything is congregated. It's out on the outer wing of the galaxy. It's where you put the skunk works. It's where you put the experimental labs. We're in the skunk works with plenty of, what is the great Jewish term? Tsuris. Many, many wonderful problems, challenges, great creative neuroses because